Hello. Hello,
Afternoon.
sir. Yes, good afternoon. How are you today?
I'm doing great.
Yeah,
What
fantastic.
about you?
Yes, very good also. Thank you, sir. What is your name?
My name is Sudhakar from
Sudhakar?
India. From India. Yours?
My name is Joe from Australia.
Joe.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Joe.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Sudhakar. Likewise, sir. How can I help you in your session today?
I want to improve my fluency.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can you shall we have a conversation on that?
Yeah, let's talk it there. Let's have a conversation. That sounds nice. Yeah.
Can you introduce about yourself?
Yes, my name is Joe. I'm 30 years old. I'm originally from Australia. I love to travel. Yeah. I also from the hospitality industry, working in different various hotels, bars, restaurants, and management levels throughout the world. I'm currently here in Asia at the moment. I was here on a project of opening a new hotel, but since the corona started, everything sort of stopped in its tracks, as you know, Mr. Sudhakar. So, apart from that, I've got a lot of different hobbies. I like to play music. I dabble in a bit of art and painting. I'm just one of those people. I love to be outside also. What about you? Let's talk about it.
I am Sudhakar. I am 35 years old. I am married to Meghala. Basically, I'm a physiotherapist, but I love teaching. So I quit my job. Now I work as a teacher in a private school.
Wow.
I teach English to the kids.
Mhm.
I love reading books. Reading is my passion. Especially, I love Dan Brown and Sidney Sheldon novels.
Mhm.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes.
In my free time, I used to watch Hollywood movies.
Wow. Yep.
What's your hobby? You said you like to play music, right?
Yes, I play music. I like to watch movies like you, also Hollywood movies. I like to play games. I play, computer games. Uh, I like to do
Uh,
scuba diving. You know scuba diving, Mr. Sudhakar?
Pardon?
Scuba
Excuse me?
diving? Scuba diving.
Yeah, scuba diving. Yeah, I
Yes,
know that. You're interested in scuba diving,
yes,
right?
yes.
How long you have been doing that?
3 years.
So when did you start learning that scuba diving?
I started learning back in 2016. I wanted to do a lot of training first, and then I started full-time diving in the year of 2017, or also known as 2017, until now, actually. But obviously, again, now I cannot do it because everything is not open for this.
Were you not afraid of scuba diving at the first time when you entered into the deep
No,
sea?
sir, because I really enjoy swimming. I love the water, yeah. And the only difference is you have an oxygen tank, so you can enjoy yourself for longer down, you know, into the deep blue sea.
Deep,
Mm.
yeah. Is it scuba diving coming under sports or games?
Uh, it probably would come under a sport. Actually, it's probably a sport or an activity. Probably an activity more so. Yeah.
Yeah, could you explain the difference between sports and games?
Well, sports are something that we know of as cricket, soccer, football, hockey, basketball. They're all sports, so they're all something that we do physically and usually in a team. In a team of people. Games usually for fun or for something you can. If you play a computer game, you can play that by yourself or online. But if we play a board game, like Monopoly or something, we need to play that with other people, and they're generally for fun. Yeah.
What about the surf riding and water play? Will it be coming under
Which one?
sports?
Sorry.
Surf riding.
Surf riding, surfing.
Yeah, ice skating.
Yes, yes. That was to me that would come under a sport because there's also even competition for these things. There's competitions in sports.
So in simple, can we
Yeah.
say uh, if there is any danger for our soul.
Yeah, their
or-
class is action sports. Action sports. Thank you.
Actually, I had a doubt about difference between sports and games.
Yep.
What about Australian education system? Could you tell me in a brief?
What? Sorry, I couldn't hear you there, Mr. Sudhakar. Can you repeat the question, please?
Education system of Australia, school education and college education. Could you explain in brief?
About it? Yeah, okay. Well, the basic schooling system goes for 12 years. Okay, you start in year 1 and you work your way right up until year 12, which is you're about 17 or 18 years old. You finish that and then you're welcome to go to college or some type of other extracurricular training activities. Some people like to do apprenticeship. Some people go to university, for 3 to 4 years, depending on what they're, learning or trying to achieve, which is always nice. Yeah. The education system in Australia, I think, is quite good. It's not in the top percentile of the world, but it's okay there. And we have a mixture of different types of schools and educations also, Mr. Sudhakar. We've got the public school system, which is funded mostly by governments, the local governments, federal governments, etc. And then we also have the private schools, yeah. Basically more so religious type sort of schools. You don't have to be religious to go to the school, but, they're funded by private people. You pay a lot of money for your child to go there yearly, So everybody, parents in Australia, depending on what they want for their child or what their child wants, depends on what school they go to, and also financially as well. Not everybody has a lot of money to be able to have a private school education. What about there in India, please, Mr. Sudhakar?
As you said, the same education system is going in India. India is having 29 states. Each state is having their own style of teaching method and different languages they are having. Hardly we have 14 languages. Recently, Mr. Prime Minister of India, Mr. Narendra Modi, has introduced a new educational policy. He focuses on another third language. Basically, we learn English as second language, But additionally, we want to learn another language. What about Australian system?
You mean in language? Are you talking about language now?
I want to know the second language, what you learn as
every school's different. Every school's different, Mr. Sudhakar. Even in my time in school, when I was in my, sort of elementary school, I would learn Japanese, okay, at my particular school. But I had friends that went to another school and they would learn French or something like this. And then I moved into secondary school or high school, and we learned German or whatever. So every school's different. There's no straight rule for the whole country. Yeah, a little bit different to India and other parts in Asia as well. It's a little bit different. Yeah.
Suppose if I wanted to learn another language, which language would be best? What's your opinion? Can I learn French or German?
Oh, I would probably learn Spanish, Mr. Sudhakar. The reason being is because there's a lot of countries that speak Spanish. So, to me, that would make sense. But it also depends whether you'd be learning it just for fun, just so you know, or whether you'd be learning it for work or something. There's a lot of different factors to sort of consider here, Mr. Sudhakar.
There is a television channel, Nick Jr. Have you heard about it? It's from Spanish.
What is it called?
No,
Nickelodeon.
Channel, Nick Jr.
Oh, Nick Jr., yeah.
It belongs to Spanish country,
Okay.
I think so. From that, I learned a French word. Hola. Hola means hi, right?
In French, I don't know. I don't know any French. I think French is bienvenue. Bienvenue. French.
Pardon?
French.
No, we don't know.
I don't know either. I'm confused what you're saying. Okay.
So, You know
No, I
German?
don't know any
German?
German. I didn't really participate in many of those classes because that wasn't part of my elective curriculum. You can choose whether to learn it or not, and at the time, that wasn't really important to me. At that, when I'm only 16 years old, I don't think that I need to learn German because I don't think I'll ever go to Germany or something. When you're a young man, that's what happens. You don't know what's going to happen in your life. But the other things is looking back on it now, probably it would have been a great thing to learn. I don't know. What about you?
Same. Me too don't know about it. Um, what about the subjects the children study in school?
Oh well, it's basic. It's just your basics. You got English, math, geography, science, music, home economics. Extracurricular is sports, also known as PE, physical education. Uh, some people can do art classes. It's just the basic things that I think most people learn all around the world. To be honest with you, what about there?
The same what we are having in the school, like you said, language, English a second language, mathematics, science, history and geography, up to 10th grade, history and geography. After 10th grade, they can prefer their own subjects, which one they are interested in. Economics, commerce, physics, chemistry,
Wow.
biology.
So what were your favourite subjects at school, Mr. Sudhakar? What was your favourite? What did you enjoy the most there?
When I was in school, I was fond of science subject. After completing schooling, I wanted to join MBBS,
Yep.
medical course, but I got only
Okay.
physiotherapy. After completing my physiotherapy, I went for Master of Psychology, MSc Psychology. Then I did a medical transcription. Have you heard about medical
No,
transcription?
I'm not sure what medical transcription is, to be honest with you, Mr. Sudhakar. You can explain it to me. I can learn something from you today. Sounds nice.
If they are, I think from Australia and US, the doctors, they don't find time to talk with patients. So their previous past history will be recorded in a text manner. Those texts will be sent through mail and online to Indian people. If you had known about medical science and if you completed a medical translation course, after reading those texts, we have to send a voice message to doctors. After hearing the voice message, the doctors can prescribe the medicines and drugs.
Oh, right. Wow, that sounds very interesting. So you have done that already, medical transcription, have you?
I have done that also, but now I am a teacher.
Now you're a teacher. You've gone from the medical field right across to teaching, and so what do you teach again, Mr. Sudhakar? You teach English, do you?
I told you
Wow.
earlier I teach English. So what's your can you tell me some vocabulary words? I want to learn.
Oh, it depends in what context, Mr. Sudhakar. You can't expect me to just start reading out vocabulary words now.
What's your favorite word? What's your favorite?
My favorite word in English? Oh, I don't really have a favorite word. I would have to say, I love the word. You know what I love the sound of? Pronunciation. Pronunciation. I love the word. I love how it sounds. I love how it actually sounds nice, and it makes you want to say all the other words fantastically, and it's pronunciation. What about you?
My favorite word is
serendipity. Wow, what a good choice, Mr. Sudhakar. Yeah, what a great choice for you. And you know what? Such a great meaning also. Isn't it just beautiful? Yeah. Okay. And so what are your plans for the rest of today, Mr. Sudhakar?
I love reading, so I want
Oh,
to
great.
read the books now.
Fantastic. Well, it's lovely to meet you, Mr. Sudhakar. Thanks for a great conversation. Bye-bye, sir.